Hi there. John Dross coming again from Macomb Square Music. Today I'm going to do another series in my Cigar Box Guitar Basics. We talk about how to play in different key signatures. And where I'm coming from is I've taught band and chorus for 15 years, and songs can be written in a lot of keys. Like the same song can be written in many different keys depending on who's performing it. I've really learned not to get hung up on the original key of the song. Now, I've talked before about how I tune my guitars in D. I have D, A, D, an octave higher. So this plays very well in the key of D. Now I can play any chord on here, but it may not sound as good. So generally speaking, if I'm playing one of my guitars, whatever key the song is in, I just play it in D. And I don't really worry so much about whatever the original key was. For example, the song Blowin' in the Wind. I've seen that written in C and B flat. I think the original was in C, but I couldn't promise it to you. My guitar's in D. I just play it in D. How many times must a man look up before you call him a man? And I just play it in D. Without getting too much into music theory, if you have the original chords for the song, I think of like D is one higher than C in the alphabet, A, B, C, D. Whatever chords they are, I just put them up one. So wherever it said C, I'd put it into D. Wherever it said F, I'd make it G. Wherever it was G, I'd make it A. Where it's A minor, I turn it into B minor. I just go up one. Sometimes I could write it out to be sure I get it right. Just make it go up one letter name or down one if I'm transposing it. And I just play it in D. And I don't get really hung up on what's the original key of the song. Because most people don't know, and most people don't care. If you're playing for someone, they recognize the song, they recognize the song. Now, of course, then the question comes up, well, what if I can't sing it in that key? Now we got an issue. And I had this happen all the time when I taught choir. We have an arrangement of a song in, let's say, D, and it just gets too high, and the students I have that year can't sing it. I myself could rewrite it out in C for them, or rewrite it out in B flat, or A, or whatever key it would work in. Now, generally speaking, the song is in C, unless it's already really high in the range, I could play it in D. It's one, whole step, one note higher. If a song's in like E or E flat, I could put it down into D, just one half step or one whole step down. If a song's in F, I probably could play it in D. Unless it was already really low, too kind of hard to sing because it was so low and I'm making it lower, it wouldn't really matter. And here's it in a nutshell. This is tuned to D, it plays in D. It can play in any key, but it easily will play in A. The key of D and the key of A are related. You don't really need to know that. They share a lot of the same chords. The major chords in D are D, G, A. The major chords in the key of A are A, D, E. They both share the chords A and D. So those chords sound well on this guitar. So I could play in the key of A pretty easily. Between playing in D and playing in A, I could pretty much about play every song I want to. If the song is too high for me to sing in D, so let's say I'm trying to, again, do Blowin' in the Wind, and let's say for my voice range, how many times, maybe that's too high for me. I'm like, how many times? I just can't sing that high. Let's just, for example, let's say. I play the same song in A now. It'll be a bit lower. How many times must a man look up before we call him a man? That's a bit lower. If the song really is too high for me to sing in D, A and D are kind of far away from each other, so if it's really too high to sing in D, A is probably going to be comfortable. And between that, I can play songs about any song I want to. Also, this guitar plays pretty well in G. Again, D and G are kind of related keys. The major chords in G are G, C, D. Again, the key of D and the key of G, they share the chords G and D. They sound pretty good on this guitar, so it'll work pretty well. So right there, I have 3 keys I can pretty easily play on this guitar, which is true for any cigar box guitar that's tuned root 5th octave. You can play the key that's tuned to, like mine's D, the 4th, in case mine is G, the 5th, which mine would be A. Those are all pretty easy keys to play in. They share a lot of the same chords. It'll sound pretty good. So right there, I have 3 keys this plays in pretty well. I can pretty much do any song. I don't hit uptight that well. The original is in B flat, so I have to sing it in B flat. I don't get hung up on that. And again, with my experience in band and choir, I've seen the same song arranged in lots of different keys. And I'm used to not being a purist when it comes to key signature. So if the song is in B flat, I just play it in A. A is going to be a lot easier to play on this guitar than B flat, and they're very, B flat's only a tiny bit above A. It's basically the same range, but A is a lot easier to play. I just play it in A. And I've been doing this for years. Even when I very first started learning how to play regular guitar, when I picked that up back in 1996, I always played in the key of G. So I just played every song in the key of G. And that was it. I didn't really worry about it so much. And to me, that's a real easy way to play in any key with a simple instrument like this. And I just don't worry about it so much. And I know some guys will have, like, they go up on stage, they'll bring 3 or 4 guitars with them. Here's my guitar for A, here's my guitar for B flat, and here's my guitar for G. And I just don't worry about it being in the original key. If it's really, really too high, I'll switch to one of the easier keys that I can play on my guitar. If it's really too high or too low, it'll probably fit in one of those pretty well. And the audience listening to it, no one really cares. So it works out pretty well. And for example, when I was learning how to play cigar box guitar myself, the most common tuning is G, D, G. So a lot of tutorials online are with it tuned to G. Again, I just didn't care. I just played them in D. And that was it. So some guys play in Country Roads. I just put my finger in the same spot in the neck he did. He's playing it in G, I'm playing it in D. And I just sang it in D. And it's not a big deal. That's for a lot of songs I found online. They're playing it in G, I just play them in D. And I don't really worry about it being the right key. I just played it on my guitar. And that's it. I try to kind of keep things simple and make things simple. Eric Whitaker, he's kind of a modern composer of a lot of choral music. People think of him as being like writing really hard music, and he says, you know what, these are just notes. Don't get too uptight about it. Sometimes that's how I feel. It's just notes. It's just a string going plunk and me singing some notes. I don't get that worked up about it, and neither should you. If you like this video, found it useful, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.